Welcome to Titans Tube, Justin.
Yo, welcome to Titans Tube, Caleb.
Whoa, thank you.
Oh my goodness, we're back, man. We're back. It's been like
back.
2 weeks since we last made a video, and a lot has happened that we have not talked about on this channel at all, such as 2 brutal losses to the Bills and to the Broncos, where it looked like the franchise was taking a downturn into oblivion. But, you know, that happens a couple times every season for the Titans, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. But what else? Oh, I know. Mariota got benched. We haven't had time to address that on this channel.
Check out my shirt. Check out my jersey, baby. I bet we're gonna have so many people. So many people are gonna comment just right off the bat, seeing me wear a Marcus Mariota jersey, be like, "Screw these dudes. They care about Marcus over the team."
We are Mariota faithful, but maybe not. Maybe could you get like some tape and do like a 1 and then do a 7 on top of the 8 just for now until something changes.
Why can't I do 18 for
Rashard Matthews? Hate to break it to you, but he has not been on the team in 2 seasons.
Well, he's still making headlines talking about number 8, so whatever. Okay, keep going, Justin.
Sure.
Sorry for the interruption.
But also, real quick, okay, so we haven't been making videos, and I know what a lot of you are probably going to be saying, like, oh, Titans Tube, they're such crybabies when the Titans lose. They don't put out content and videos. Look at them now. They're back when we get a win. What's the deal, you stupid fair weather fans? And you know what? There's probably truth to that, Caleb. We might be fair weather fans when it comes to this channel.
Totally.
But really, no. Don't worry about any of that. The channel's just dying, to be honest with you. We're dying. We're holding on. We're on life support right now and putting out videos. Is that fair to say? It is what it is, people. We're sorry that we haven't been here for a while.
The scheduling is just a lot harder to align now that we're in separate time zones and have completely opposite schedules from when we did when we were living in Nashville. So, you know, if that's an excuse, well, smell it like a butthole. Is that how the saying goes? Anyways.
I've never heard it, but yes.
You know, everyone's got them. They all stink. Yes. That's ours. No, But thank you for those of you who do tune in. Like, I saw our last video like 3 weeks ago had like 1,200 views. People still at least like to listen to us talk about the Titans.
Thanks, yeah.
Or maybe.
Always appreciate it. Yeah, always appreciate people that tune in.
Always. Thank you.
No matter if we're absent for months or if we put out multiple videos per week, we appreciate everybody that tunes into us.
You know, honestly, if you guys really want us to do this full time, you got to get our Patreon account up over $100,000 per year. You know.
So the Titans get a win, their first home win of this season, and they've been good at home these past several, or I don't know, 3-4 years. We've had a pretty good home record, but this is only our second home game this year, and we're already in late October, which is weird. Losing to the Colts the first home game.
4 out of the next 5 games are at home, so that's something.
I know.
We're about to go through a crazy good stretch.
If we can string together a couple of these, especially when these home games coming up, then we're going to be right back in it. We're only a game out of the AFC South still. But yeah, okay, so let's just talk about this game here, this game in particular. So Ryan Tannehill. Okay, first of all, we saw 2 Titans debuts on Sunday. Ryan Tannehill and the old big Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line. And I gotta tell you, this guy already was making an impact and making a difference. Just pushing around offensive linemen. It seemed like he played pretty limited snaps, maybe a little bit more than we expected. And he came back earlier than we expected in general. This dude's coming off like an ACL tear 8 months ago or 9 months ago. Like, this is some Adrian Peterson recovery type crap we're looking at here. Just fantastic. I loved what I saw out of Jeffrey Simmons today.
Yeah, you know, I agree. He's going to be a beast. That's all. I'm just going to echo what you said. He's amazing. He's going to be amazing. I think we should talk about the other guy who debuted yesterday because we missed a critical moment over the last 2 weeks by not making the video, and that was Mariota getting benched in Denver, actually. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Denver. Titans, way to just play the worst game of your life and get blanked.
So glad we didn't go to that game.
By the Broncos. Yeah, I didn't even go to. I wanted to go to that game. I couldn't, but thank God I didn't waste my money on that. But Mariota getting benched. I think it's pretty obvious. A lot of this we were talking about how this channel's dying. Well, a lot of the reason this channel got started was the hope that Marcus Mariota founded in this franchise. I think we started this channel like going into year 2 of his career. Is that correct?
Yeah. It was 2016, the year we DeMarco Murray's first year here, where we went on to he went on to like lead the AFC in rushing.
Yeah.
We went 9-7. Mariota broke his leg at the end of that year, and we missed out on the playoffs. But yeah, the very first episode on this channel's history, it was kind of ridiculous. But
go back and watch it.
We made that voiceover and the graphics, and then you did the editing where the sun was rising in the sky, and then Mariota's head appeared or whatever. Yeah. It was just this new bright shining light coming down on Titans fandom. Like, hey, the future is bright and promising. This guy had a great rookie year, and we can look forward to many good times ahead. That's what we all thought, man. That's what we thought, and he gave us some crazy good hope for a year. I still remember just seeing people like Marcus Mariota will bring multiple Super Bowls to the Tennessee Titans, and like people actually believed that. I believed it. We believed it. So I just want to kind of give a moment to Marcus Mariota too, because he was a huge reason in shaping this channel over the last 4 years. So, Marcus, we honor you. That being said, dude, you look like absolute shit against the Broncos. I'm glad we're going to Tannehill. That being said, yeah. Where is the progression? He's not gotten any better, and in a lot of ways he's gotten worse. Who's to blame for his lack of growth after his first 2 years? And even since, still, like he had some good moments even after those first 2 initial really promising years. I mean, he's had some incredible clutch performances, double-digit game-winning drives throughout his first 4 years in total. Got us at that playoff win in Kansas City. We'll never forget that. That's one of the best Titans games in our history, our most memorable one. Dude, Marcus has provided win since we had Stephen. Marcus has provided 8 of the top 10 most memorable Titans wins, in my opinion, or something like that. I don't know the exact number, but I'm saying he is going to go down as memorable a performer in certain games, as second to Steve McNair or third to Steve McNair and Eddie George. I would say the games he excelled at and made those plays against Kansas City. Man, that dude was a savior and just unstoppable and just the heart of everything you wanted behind the leader. The inconsistencies from his rookie season that we saw just never progressed. Whether you want to blame that on the coaching staff, the constantly rotating door of coaches and offensive coordinators, the lack of weapons. When he was with the team in year 2, we had no weapons outside of Delaney Walker. Thank God J-Rob traded for DeMarco Murray. Derrick Henry was just a little baby back then. But no, seriously, so you could blame it on that. I mean, people will. I think Mariota, if his career never, if this was the peak of his career, the first 5 years as a Titan, he might be a perennial backup for the rest of his. I don't know what the future holds for Mariota. I don't know what it holds for me, but. If this is the peak, unless he goes to a division rival or the Patriots or something, I will always root for Mariota to have success wherever he is, and I hope people figure out how to utilize him or they're able to give him his confidence back that he once possessed. But, I think things not looking good. And one more thing that I wanted to point out, a Mariota moment that's forever immortalized, was the Barry Church stiff arm on Christmas Eve that put us in the playoffs. That couple game stretch there with that moment, and then the Kansas City playoff game. I mean, that's as good as it's gotten for the Titans in over a decade. Dude, that play. The play. So shout out to Marcus and what he brought. Yeah, totally. Here. That play, his 87-yard run as a rookie, that was sick. I was freaking out. Oh man, I think the Titans made the right choice. I think we kind of learned over the 5 years who Marcus is as a quarterback, his strengths and his weaknesses, and I think we just got to year 5 where honestly he wasn't bringing any life to the team, and I think the switch was the correct move. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and it certainly looks like it. The coaches look good making the change for the first week. But again, we can start talking about Ryan Tannehill here. And I'm seeing the warning signs from people on social media and even like on the radio, people saying like, hey, and even Dolphins fans like, hey, this is what Ryan Tannehill can give you, but just wait, it's going to come where he's going to look like crap. He's going to put in a crap game, throw 3 picks, maybe 100 yards passing, because that's what he did in Miami. So let's calm the optimism here. We're going to rally behind Tannehill. And he really gave us a lot to cheer about on Sunday.
But we're already used to those games, from Mariota. He would give us those from time to time. So what he didn't give us is what Tannehill gave us against the Chargers. That's the ceiling. The ceiling's a little bit higher, so it seems, as of right now.
Yeah. Because, so to compare from what I'm seeing, what I saw from Tannehill yesterday and from what I saw from Mariota from this year and a lot last year too, it seems like to me that they're a very similar type of quarterback. They're very comparable in their level of skill to play the quarterback position. But the difference right now is that I'm seeing Tannehill playing with confidence, and he's willing to take risks. He's willing to throw passes into tight windows. He's getting rid of the ball. He's not. He took a couple sacks against the Chargers where he did linger in the pocket a little bit too long.
He got rocked a few times.
When he fumbled the ball,
gosh.
I am super happy we recovered it because that could have been disastrous. But he got rocked twice before he even hit the ground.
Yeah.
They completely crunched him.
It was epic.
I feel
it was epic.
We got lucky he didn't get hurt on that play because he's had injury problems himself.
TBH, I bet.
I'm glad to see.
I bet Mariota starts another game for us this season. Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Seriously, if he takes more hits like that, we're gonna see Mariota again for sure. But yeah, he's taking these he's making these throws that Mariota just didn't seem willing or hesitant to make this year. And before when Mariota was playing with confidence, we saw him do that. He was able to throw the ball into tight windows, making the receivers or letting them have an opportunity to make contested catches. Because, dude, that's how we're going to probably have to move the ball from what I see in this passing game. With these 2 big receivers, physical receivers in A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, that's what they're best at. They're good route runners. They can make contested catches, and they're just physical. And so Tannehill was throwing the ball to him even though they were covered. Like, go back and watch the highlights. I mean, A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, both of them, all of their catches seemed like there was a guy right on them, and they came down with the ball. And that's their strength, and I think that's just what we're going to have to get used to in this passing offense, and that's how we're going to have to make things happen. Because we don't have a burner. If there's one thing we don't have on this offense, we don't have at the receiver position. It's someone that can just break the game open with speed.
True.
For us to take some deep shots. As good as Corey Davis and A.J. Brown are, like as far as like breakaway speed goes, they're not that much further ahead than like Derrick Henry. And even like Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith can fly, dude.
Hustle
he
for a tight end. He can fly. So they're not even that much faster than our tight end and running back, from what I see. But they're solid. I'm super excited to see this passing game hopefully evolve as chemistry develops between Tannehill. Because man, the ball was spread around too. Everybody was making plays.
Everyone.
Davis and Brown, Humphreys made some crucial first down conversions. Like I said, Jonnu Smith, he had a big breakaway catch and run. Ferkser, the third tight end or whatever, had a big catch too. It was just a lot of different receivers getting involved in the passing game, which is something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that was definitely the benefit of having Tannehill in here. One, the offense looked like it just had life. That was the one thing that was scaring me over the last few weeks with Mariota, even though you can make the excuse that the O-line was playing like crap. It's just that Mariota's, I don't know, maybe his confidence was just gone, but he wasn't bringing any life to that offense. Tannehill did that from the start. I'm like, dude, this guy is ready to play. He is taking advantage of this opportunity, or at least he wants to take advantage. And I think everyone responded to that energy. And dude, yeah, he looked decisive in the pocket. He looked decisive on his throws. His accuracy was, I haven't seen Mariota throw like that in a few seasons, how accurate he was throwing those balls in the tight windows. And our receivers were stepping up and making the plays. He just lifted the entire offense with him. And I know the Chargers defense was heavily depleted. So everyone's going to be like, well, the Chargers defense sucks. Well, still, like, it doesn't matter what defense we play against. We could look crappy against the bad defense and look really good against the good. That's just the Titans.
I mean, the Broncos defense is not what it once was, like a couple years ago. They've definitely regressed. They've lost some key pieces. I mean, they gave up 30 points to the Chiefs after Mahomes went out.
Come on.
So, I mean, they're not like an elite defense by any means, and they shut us out. That was one of the worst games in Titans history.
By far.
For sure, on the offensive side. And Tannehill's ability to throw on the run really surprised me. He had that one throw where he rolled out to his left.
Yeah.
To Corey Davis on the left sideline, and he had to contort his body because he's right-handed, so it's like an awkward-looking throw. And even the color commentator, I think it was Dan Fouts, he was like, that's a throw you see Patrick Mahomes make. And obviously not saying Ryan Tannehill is Patrick Mahomes, because I highly doubt he could make those throws on a consistent basis like Mahomes does, but watching him do that was incredibly impressive. And so do you think the pass protection was better? Tannehill got sacked twice. Do you think the protection was actually better for him? Because only getting sacked twice is like masterful.
Well, I mean,
from what we've seen the Titans this year, or do you think it was Tannehill just being more decisive and
even the sacks he took were, I think, pretty much solely on Tannehill, just holding on to the ball way too long. And I'm going to throw that his interception was essentially a third sack, and that was just Jonnu Smith getting beat off the edge. So that was bad O-line play. The first two sacks, though, I think were on Tannehill mainly because he just held on to the ball and then just didn't have awareness of Joey Bosa coming up behind him to sandwich him. But no, I just think it was his more decisiveness in the pocket. One thing we've harped on for Mariota for years is like he just doesn't feel like he has really good pocket presence. Just like he always steps into like the wrong gap, or steps in, right into a defender. I just think the decisive Tannehill, really just kind of lifted the O-line play. And then also the Chargers D-line sucks. So, right.
Yeah, they had a lot of
mainly
injuries.
On the D-line. So,
our offensive line, Nate Davis and Jack Conklin went out with injuries. So, I don't know. Our offensive line may have more troubles ahead once we face more upper echelon front sevens. So, we'll see. We'll see how severe the injuries to those two guys are. Not like the right side of the line was playing particularly well in the first place, but yeah, I think a lot of it was Tannehill being able to. He just felt more comfortable and in rhythm with this offense than Mariota has.
And honestly, the offense just looked to run a lot faster with Tannehill back there. I don't know Mariota just looked stale in his first 5.5 games. It just looked like the snaps were slow. It looked like our offense was always a half a step behind every single person out there, and it felt like this week we caught up to speed. Which was great to see from our receivers, from D. Henry and from Tannehill and the O-line. Deion Lewis still isn't doing anything, but that's whatever.
I don't know if it's him or if we don't know what to do with him, or we just completely fail to execute plays that are called to him, because nothing good ever happens when Deion Lewis touches the ball this year. And I feel like we need to either fix that or bring in a running back either mid-season or by next year at least to help complement Derrick Henry. He's a great bell cow back, but we
could really use a good third down back, which is why I've heard we're in talks to trade for Kenyon Drake, which I guess could help out that spot.
And I think they were teammates, right? At Alabama.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But speaking of Henry, I thought he had a great game. He had a long run of 12, but he ran for 90 yards, and it felt like he was getting 3, 4, 5 yards every single play, which is great. Anytime you can get positive plays, that opens up play action, and we utilized play action a lot. He was very effective, especially in the second half, getting to the end zone. Our final touchdown of the game that put us up 23-13. That was a great drive, and I thought Henry has really found himself. It was in the final 8 games, I think, of last year, but I think he's really figured out where he can really excel. He's running harder. He runs with purpose. He came out slow in his first year and a half or so of the NFL, but I think he's really adjusted to NFL defenses and NFL speeds. And I hope we extend him. Honestly, I think a lot of people were like, I don't know if we should re-sign him. We have a lot of other needs that, or people that need to be extended and that we need to pay to have around on this team, especially on defense, and we can find another running back. I like Derrick Henry, and I hope we sign him to a long-term contract. He's busting his butt off, and I think he really likes playing here. He's become a leader. Like if you see a couple of the locker room victory speeches from the wins that we've had this year, he's the one like breaking down the team and like getting like, Titans on 3, everybody, good win. Let's keep it rolling. We love this winning thing, man. Let's do it. And he seems really hyped to be a part of this. So I think it's a good fit. I like Derrick Henry. End rant.
Yeah, man, he does look like he's found another level of like he is that RB1 you want in an NFL team. He had like 4 or 5 runs yesterday where he was like dragging defenders with him for like 5 or 6 yards. Like, yeah, he only had that long of 12 for the touchdown, but man, he has some really powerful runs. I think he can be a weapon to wear teams down with over the course of the season. Like, if he can stay healthy, he's only gonna get better because teams are gonna be more injured and less willing to tackle him late in the year, like we saw last season. And he looks like he's not gonna slow down or miss a step yet. And he has yet to really break a long one. I'm waiting for him to break a long one yet. It's gonna happen for sure. It's gonna blow the game wide open.
I mean, he did. He caught that screenplay that was wide open against Cleveland week 1. And he actually had another screenplay in this game, and man, I'm pretty discouraged by the screenplays from the offense so far this year. But he had one that worked out for him. Man, that was close to breaking. Someone caught him by the feet from behind that tripped him up. But that was
just don't run screenplays to Dion Lewis. Yards. That's all. Those never work. He like literally gets tackled in the backfield every time. I don't know what happens.
Because they know the defense knows what we're doing at this point when Dion Lewis is in the game. It's like, they're probably going to dial up a pass play for him, or they're definitely going to pass. He might just be in the block, but yeah, I don't know. And I was going to say that's a good point about Derrick Henry at the end of the season wearing down defenses. That's why I feel like it's so critical to be able to have another running back to come in there so he's not beat up by the time December rolls around. Because if he can still have some moderately fresh legs at that point in the season, he'll do what he did last season and just wear teams down, like the Giants when he had like 35 carries, and against the Jags when he ran for 4 touchdowns. And then December was just his own personal month. He owned December last year. Yes, he did. So hopefully we can get something going to help complement him. But I thought he had a great game. Our offense was very balanced. I was looking at the plays, the pass attempts to rush attempts. It was 30 passes to 29 rushes. That's almost as good of a balance 50-50 split as you could ask for.
But not quite.
And the offense gained over 400 total yards. Man, we needed that.
Yeah, I mean, our quarterback threw for over 300, so that never happens. So welcome to the Titans, Ryan Tannehill. Especially like, what if our passing game can maintain this kind of consistency over the next few weeks? Like if teams can start to like actually worry about the Titans passing game, it's only going to open up more lanes for Derrick Henry. Like, he's only going to stand to benefit from that, as well as the whole organization, obviously. But lots of exciting stuff.
Very promising performance and a good. I mean, we scored 23 points on offense. Like, obviously, I will take that after this 3-week stretch. Points. We lost 20-7 to the Jags, 14-7 to the Bills, 16-0 to the Broncos. Like, oh my goodness, I will take 23 points every single week because with this defense, dude, that's gonna win us a good amount of games. Let's talk about this defense, man. So I didn't realize this until I looked at the box score, but our rush defense, obviously the goal line stand is the big strong stand against the run that we saw. But throughout the whole game, they had 39 yards of rushing between Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler, and the longest rush they had all game long was 6 yards by Melvin Gordon. So we made their offense totally one-dimensional.
Dude, our run defense has been an elbow cast for years, dude. Solid. Like, seriously, we've had like the top 10 rush defense in the league for like the last few seasons, haven't we?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. It feels like we always have, and that's the thing that, I mean, of course we've had horrible seasons and horrible defenses, but like rush defense is like one of the I don't know, focal points or one of the strong aspects of Titans football. Like it seems like anytime we have a good team, we always have a lights out rush.
I think the whole Titans franchise would be happy if the NFL just like deleted passing from like the possibility of offensive plays. All we focus on is run offense and run defense, and that's it. I bet we would probably still not win a Super Bowl. We'd probably still finish 9-7. But
we'd win so many Super Bowls if it was in the 1980s.
True.
Football was
Give us some
like
leather helmets, bruh.
I think that predates 1980, but I agree with the point.
Thank you. Anyone else agree? Leave it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and back to you.
Okay. Random plug.
Gotta get them in there. This is why.
Take the opportunities.
Yeah, this is why our channel's dying, because we're not plugging ourselves more. We have to plug ourselves. Subscribe to Titans 2 right now, and then share it with all your friends on Twitter. Go Titans.
Man. Love it. All right, we're on our way back up. So it fell on Phillip Rivers to give them all of their production, and man, has Phillip Rivers been a thorn in the Titans franchise his entire career. We always struggle against him. We've beaten him once ever before this game,
and lost.
Shout out Jake Locker to Justin Hunter, if you remember that.
I do.
That was awesome, and that was the only time we ever beat him. And he was playing well. I thought he was playing a really good game. I mean, dude, in the first half, those amazing toe tap sideline catches by their receivers were driving me crazy because our defense was killing it. Yeah. And he was just making these miraculous completions on the sidelines that it looked like in live, and watching it live, it looked like, both of those easily incomplete. But no, those receivers legit had the feet in bounds with possession. And that really was the best thing going for him in the first half. They had it was like 10-10.
I mean, from the get-go, Phillip Rivers was like slightly overthrowing everyone. I mean, Hunter Henry had to make like the catch of the year, like laid out, and then on that one drive,
they made like 3 catches of the year.
No, even 4 on that one drive you were talking about. I believe Keenan Allen had a toe tap, and then Mike Williams had a toe tap, and then Keenan Allen had another one. And they were all just like insane. And I'm like, this is not happening to the Titans. They're like making the most ridiculous catches. They've had like 4 of the top 10 catches of the year on one drive.
Yeah. And there's like nothing you can do about that. You can't guard a perfect pass and catch. It doesn't matter how good your position is.
But we also should have had a few picks early on too, which
man, I thought we were gonna get some. With the way Phillip Rivers was just throwing the ball around. I mean, he
looked pretty bad,
man. Gunslinger. Yeah, he'll throw it. He doesn't give an F. He'll throw whatever he wants to throw, good or bad.
Totes Malotes, dog.
But we should have had. I really thought we were. Man, Malcolm Butler was so close to like a 100-yard pick six.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been sick.
So close to that. That would have been huge.
Kevin Byard almost had one too. He almost had like a pick six.
Yeah. Early on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Byard, shout out to Brett Kern and Kevin Byard, both do-it-all players on the trick play in the first half. Well executed. If Vrabel's good at one thing, coaching, it's calling. I don't know if he's even calling them, but fake punts under Mike Vrabel have been successful so far. Had a touchdown last year against the Texans. Lefty.
Dane Cruikshank, yep.
So the pressure, this is my next note here. The pressure I thought was decent. But we only had 1 sack along with 5 QB hits, which affected, going back and watching the highlights, that definitely affected a few of Rivers' incompletions. I wish we could have sacked him more, but he's one of those really hard QBs to sack because he gets the ball out fast. He's decisive when he feels the pressure collapsing. So he's a hard quarterback, I feel like, to tackle.
Someone needs to ask his wife
behind the line of scrimmage
for advice on that category. She knows how to take him down, right? Oh,
she knows how to sack him. Oh man, you knew we weren't going to get through this whole podcast without a Phillip Rivers has 15 kids.
I never said that. That wasn't a Phillip Rivers has 15 kids jokes. It was a Phillip Rivers is sexy as hell joke.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see that one coming.
So. By and large, the defense played well. So they had so what the F happened to our defense on those final 2 drives? We had them at 13 points given up. We had a 10-point lead with less than 7 minutes to go. And with the way our defense has been playing, in that scenario, you'd think, 9 times out of 10, that game's in the bag. But I guess, was it this prevent defense we went in? Phillip Rivers marched down twice on our offense in no time. Like our defense wasn't even there. We were giving them the whole field to work with. It felt like
incorrect, Justin. Incorrect.
God bless you, Wesley Woodyard, but he should not have been covering Austin Eckler on the edge.
Well, even on the final drive, like after Austin Eckler scored that touchdown, we still had Woodyard on Austin Eckler. Like the defense was switching last second to get Woodyard off Eckler. Like what kind of defensive groupings are we calling out there? Why? Yeah.
Dude, we miss
We
Jalen
do miss
Brown. I think Jalen Brown could have made a difference.
He would have probably he would have been
matchup.
in that spot for sure. But dang, like
because we did not have an answer for Eckler in the passing game. Like we did. Sometimes we just weren't even covering him at all. We were just like, well, we have no hope to stop this guy. Let's just not even waste having a guy cover him. Apparently, that was our
good
strategy.
idea.
I can't believe that they really should have just rolled with Eckler the entire game. Like Melvin Gordon wasn't doing anything. And Eckler is way more of a threat in the passing game. But yeah, we got lucky, and I keep going back and forth on how this game ended, and I keep going back how we should have won. First of all, on that 4th and inches call, the QB sneak, that did kind of looked like it seemed like he got there. It seemed like he got there. You couldn't really see the ball, but more than anything, we just had a horrible initial spot. And the fact that we were further away from the first down line after that sneak was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no way we lost yardage or lost inches on that sneak. If anything, he just didn't get anywhere. But it seemed like he had a little push that would have gotten him over that first down line. But whatever. Should we talk about Vrabel and not challenging that in that situation, having all 3 timeouts and like nothing to lose really? We wouldn't have use for those timeouts, would we?
I don't know, man. That was like they showed it a lot on TV, and it was so inconclusive. You could not see anything, and he definitely didn't get like an obvious enough push to like make it past the line by any means. It would have been on like a second kind of last ditch effort of him like squirming around down there, which is so inconclusive. You couldn't see anything by then. I mean, honestly, when we like snapped the ball, I was like, oh crap, we didn't get it. Like we had no push. He literally just stayed in the same spot, and until finally like Henry came in and maybe pushed him forward, and that's what everyone's like, he should have challenged that. I don't know. It was too inconclusive. Honestly, in my opinion, whether he challenged it or not, I don't know. I kind of felt like a timeout might have been more beneficial down the road. I don't know how the game was going to turn out. Neither did Vrabel, but that just felt like since they called it on the field short, it was like, dude, there's no way you're going to win that because there's just you can't see anything. You can't see anything.
Yeah, and it's probably, and I think Vrabel or some people have talked about this, that he was actually talking to the official, and the official was saying, look, we just saw the replay and we can't see the ball or his body or where he specifically goes down. So if we have no visual of that, there's no way we can overturn what's called on the field. And so I guess he was just like, all right,
whatevs.
Fine, stupid official. I think he said that too. He said stupid official.
We should talk about Vrabel, though.
I don't know.
We should talk about Mikey Vrabel.
Vrabel,
because he's bringing some worry to me. Tannehill is bringing some life
on the sidelines. What does he do in game?
He looks dumbfounded. He looks absolutely dumbfounded 24/7, or that he's constipated. I don't know which one. Both.
He does, yeah. And I was at the game, so I had to ask you about it. But I've seen him making these ridiculous, like, just expressions.
He's always just
dumbfounded looks over the first 6 games. But yeah, you were saying like how he just looked like befuddled and just like.
And then he takes his like play sheet and like scratches his head even, and he's just like, and he's like never talking in his headset. His headset is always like just straight up. Like no one wants to talk to Vrabel on the game day. He has no strategical input whatsoever except making bad challenges. Or 4th down calls. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because, we have Dean Pease calling the defense. We have Arthur Smith as the play caller on offense. And I know a lot of coaching staffs are like this, and the head coach just kind of, like, does management and makes the big decisions on whether to go for it, or should we kick a field goal or punt the ball here, or let's take a shot down the field on this play, or try this fake punt trick play or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. And over the course of the season, there's been at least, it feels like once per game, just head-scratching coaching decisions that have really affected the game. Like against the Bills, we were down, I think, 14-7, and he's trotting Cairo Santos out there for, what was it, like a 55-yard field goal after he was already 0 for 3. If he makes the field goal, we still need a touchdown anyway. Like, we should go for it, or maybe punt it. I don't know. And against the Falcons, when we were up by 14 points, we were on the Falcons' 10-yard line in the fourth quarter, and he elects to go for it instead of kick the field goal to go up by 17.
House money,
it's
dude.
Like, I thought
House
these were
money.
like obvious decisions. Maybe he had money.
Dude, and yeah, this is what's starting to worry me about Vrabel, even though as our team seems to make, I mean, I know it's 1 week to 1 week, but that's the NFL. You know, who knows? We'll probably get shut out this week against the Bucs. But anyways, I'm saying it seems Vrabel is worrying me as the rest of our team seems to kind of be making a turn towards the positive pathway. And the reason is he's and you've heard of like players, coaches. He is essentially that, and he was a player, so it makes sense, dude. He's coaching as if you just gave like Delaney Walker the reins. No offense to Delaney. Delaney might be the best coach, but he's coaching like a player. And you heard it in him talking about his decision to put Santos back out there for that fourth field goal. He's like, I knew he was going to make it. I'm like, dude, the NFL is not built on optimism. It's built on analytics. And like, he has no kind of strategical mind when it comes to that stuff at all, which is worrisome in the long run for me as a Titans fan. I mean, that field goal was a huge moment because even on the screen, even on like the broadcast, they were saying that Santos's like career-long field goal was 53 yards, and this one was going to be 54, and he's already missed 3. I'm like, dude, if Vrabel knew that, there's no way you put him out there. He's coaching like a player, being like, oh yeah, Santos is going to go make this play. Like, the defense is going to make this next play. Like, for sure we're going to get this fourth down. Like, I like some of that to an extent in a coach, but like, you also have to weigh the analytics of the game and just like the scenarios. He feels like he has no awareness of the situational football, and that is scaring me.
Yeah, like and along those same lines, like, it doesn't feel like he has a good like flow or feel of the game as it's happening. Like if Derrick Henry has like 16 carries for 20 yards in a particular game, and there's a huge 4th and 2 coming up, or 4th and 1, I bet he'd be like, let's give the ball to Derrick Henry up the middle. When if you've been watching that particular game, it's like, no, that hasn't been there all game. We got to try something else. But I feel like that's something that he would do because he has confidence in his guys to be able to pick up the first down. When it's like all analytics tell you otherwise. Do something else besides call that particular play.
Analytics are becoming such a major part of football. One, because technology is like mind-blowingly awesome in 2019. And 2, because they're important to football. I know it doesn't predict 99 out of 100 times, but it's crazy accurate when you weigh the odds. I mean, I feel like I've heard that Bill Belichick really uses them in his game planning and situational coaching during games. It seems like Mike Vrabel just purely coaches on emotion and then just as a player. Like, he doesn't actually see what's happening and understand the concept of the situation. And this since it's happened enough over the first year and a half, like, I'm not thinking this is just like a one. Like, I feel like last season it happened a few times and everyone's like, he's a rookie head coach, like, blah blah blah, we still love him, we still love his attitude. Now it's like, nah, this is becoming a coaching flaw that he's basically, the house money he's playing with is all his players' hard work that they put into the game to get this lead. And now that he's going for it on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal to make it a 3-possession game, he's taking away all of that from his players. Like, they're going to quit on him. I feel like Delaney's already quitting on him, just being like, dude, this guy doesn't know what he's doing as a football coach. I don't know.
Do you think
sorry, that might be too harsh. I'm just like, he's really like, I'm worried about this situation here with him as a coach. Especially since I don't feel like we have. I think Dean Pease has control of the defense, but I'm still also unaware of if Arthur Smith is that kind of like mind we want in control of the offense as well, which worries me with him and Vrabel paired together. Peace is probably like, dudes, I got the defense. Don't worry about this. You guys just focus on everything else. And Vrabel's like, let's go for it on 4th down. And Arthur Smith is like, okay.
I want to create adversity.
Arthur Smith's like, I'll drop a screenplay to Dion Lewis. They'll never see this one coming, or whatever play we ran. Anyways, that's just some some worries coming out of me that have derived over the course of the season, that these aren't just like anomalies in who Vrabel is as a coach. They're actual tendencies.
Yeah.
It happens
every week.
Yep.
There's at least one huge moment in a game every week where you're like scratching your head like, I wouldn't do that, or I would definitely do this, Vrabel. This seems like the correct course of action.
Totally.
Here. And like you were saying about like analytics guys, I think it's like the Eagles or maybe the Patriots or the Colts. Maybe?
All the good teams,
like
dude. All the good teams.
1 or 2 guys that
probably do.
That like have specific analytics guys sitting in the booth that any given situation that comes up, they'll like crunch the numbers or whatever and make the decision. This is what we should do. Oh, it's 4th and 3. We're up by 1 at midfield. The offense has done this and that. The numbers say we should definitely go for it here. The numbers are in our favor.
Yeah.
Like, they have guys specifically in game that are there to advise the coach on some of the decisions that he makes. And Vrabel's just like doing whatever he feels like. He's like, I've got confidence. He hasn't made a field goal all game long, but he's got this 55.
I mean, like maybe we do have some kind of analytics, dude. But the Santos field goal, like, he's never hit a career long for whatever 54, 55, and this is he's already missed 3 in this rainy game. Like, dude, there's like. I get that he can probably, you've seen him hit those in practice, but yeah, just playing the analytics of the game, man, we need someone like that on the Titans. Maybe we have someone like that. Maybe he's the one failing us. I don't know. I need some inside information to the team here, but it just doesn't seem like the X's and O's are lining up in Vrabel's head in game-to-game situations. I don't see him week to week. Maybe he's the best at getting the team prepared. Yeah. But so far this year, laying a dud in Denver and Buffalo and the games that we've lost, doesn't seem like our team is prepared. I don't know, man. Am I being too harsh on Vrabel?
Yeah. We saw a lot of that with like Malarkey too. Like we would come off a great win, and then the next week we would look completely unprepared.
That was definitely a trend last season.
And it kind of in that same light, talking about how Vrabel. I know a lot of what people felt about Malarkey and us in the games that we won with him was that our players were winning in spite of the coaching. Like we were overcoming the coaching flaws to get wins. And I feel like in some cases with Vrabel, the same can be true because we've got good players on this team, and it's just like a struggle for us to put up points.
Yeah, well,
and we're getting in our own way with some of the philosophical things that we run and the decisions that we make.
I mean, I keep going back to these 2 plays, but then the 4th down against the Falcons when he's like, we're playing with house money. No, you're not, dude. You're playing with a 2-possession game or a 3-possession game late in the 4th quarter. That is a huge difference. Like that.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that late. It was like, I think there was like 10 minutes
but still,
in the 4th quarter.
I
Easily
mean,
enough time for the Falcons to mount 2
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
And I guess they could have, they probably would have gotten 3 possessions either way. But still, like a 3-possession game and a 2-possession game in the 4th quarter is a major difference when teams, you could possibly not even get that amount of possessions by the end of the game. That's all. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how this plays out. But I don't know, man. My worry is that Tannehill is going to do just enough to maybe like keep the Titans a little bit relevant, and then we stick with Vrabel, and then down the road we're like, man, he had some critical flaws as a coach that came out immediately in his first 2 seasons, and we just overlooked him, and now we're stuck in some kind of purgatory. I don't know. I'm also worried about his CTE, dude. That's a real thing too. Like, he played linebacker in the NFL. Like,
do you think?
Yeah, man. That's scientific too.
That might be affecting his.
That's playing the analytics. You see how many the percentage of people who are retired from the NFL that have signs of CTE or like have some kind of level of it. He's got to have it. A little bit. It's not a diagnosis. That's just like, come on. That's the analytics, right? You hit your head enough times, you're gonna have headaches.
Hey, look at what about old man Dick LeBeau? I think he was a safety in the league, and he was probably wearing a leather helmet. So he's that old, and he played for forever, and he was coaching just recently, and he's old as crap. So maybe
I don't know.
Maybe he avoided it.
I mean, Gronk already like healed his CTE, right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that?
I don't know about that. There's not. I did.
Yeah, he said something about he's already like healed it with. Okay, anyways, that's neither here nor there.
So Titans are 3-4 now. It's still an uphill climb. We're one, but we're still very much alive in the AFC South, even though we've dropped 2 games. We're 0-2 in the division, but the Colts are just 4-2, so they only have one more win over us right now. They have the tiebreaker over us, as do the Jags. But I mean, looking at the schedule, I mean, Tannehill, he's more than capable of leading us to another win against the Buccaneers at home, who also don't have a very good defense. If it turns into a shootout, though, if Jameis Winston decides he's going to be on his game and light it up, I hope it doesn't become that kind of game, because we're not going to win a shootout against any team probably. But we have them, and then we go on the road to face the Panthers, who are without Cam Newton still. They're winning games, though, with their backup quarterback, so that'll still be a tough game. And then we get the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, hey, we can get back into this thing if the Titans decide to show up and execute on a consistent basis, which is something that we've never seen before. So we're asking something that they've never done before.
I was going to say, AKA, we're going to be 3-7, so... yes. After saying all that,
it's just as likely we lose these next 3 games than to win all 3. And then we have a bye week after that. So,
dude, it is sad to see the Titans play the Buccaneers again on their final years of their rookie contracts, and Jameis has outlasted
the final Mariota,
which I thought from the start. I mean, neither of them have really panned out very well for their teams, but Jameis is still playing. And the same can't be said for Marcus Mariota. R.I.P.
It's weird that Mariota has had more success winning games, but he's the one that got benched before Jameis. I mean, maybe the Titans just have a better overall team, which contributed to wins. Wins as a team stat.
Jameis has had much better offenses early in his career. Like, come on.
Yeah, we've never had a Mike Evans.
Or a Doug Martin. Remember little hamster dude? What was his name?
Yeah, he was good.
He was really good early on.
We got one of his weapons now, though, Adam Humphries. Adam Humphries' revenge game.
Yeah, you know what? We don't need to hear the Rashard Matthews like talking crap about Mariota now, about how he was too respected to get anything. I want to hear from Adam Humphries. Who's better, Marcus Mariota or Jameis Winston? Right? I want
he's the only guy that can.
Yes, get him in there and ask that dude that question, and we'll settle it once and for all. And then we'll both release them in the offseason. So. Whatever. Just want to know.
You just want the answer. That's all. Just give us the answer, and then you can play for whoever you want.
I'm signing off with the words.
So,
bye.
Okay. No, yeah, that's good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Those are thoughts about the game. We pulled it out. We didn't even really talk about the miracle goal line stand, but thanks for holding out, Melvin Gordon, because you forgot how to hold onto the ball during your holdout, fumbling like 2 or 3 times. He dropped the ball in the first quarter too. I don't even know if we forced that
so did Tannehill.
But at least he got lit up. Oh, no, you're talking about he dropped a snap.
Yeah, he dropped a snap. It was like perfect Titans. We make like one good play and then like 3 bad plays in a row. It was like a fumbled snap and then a penalty. And I'm like, oh, well, nothing's changed. And then we won. So things are different.
That's what. Yeah, true. So thank you, Melvin Gordon.
Thank you.
You really have restored hope a little bit for the season for the Tennessee Titans. Chargers, heartbreaking loss. They lose in really weird ways. They have that reputation, so nothing new for them, but I'm sure it's still just as painful.
Painful for who? Not their fans. Ha! Because they don't have any, right? Up top.
Oh, yes. Up top. Okay, well, I'll take it.
All right, dude, we got to cut this off before any more corny jokes come out of my mouth. You know?
That's true. Before people start unsubscribing.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Give us another plug. So many people subscribed when they gave us that plug earlier.
Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah. Like and share and subscribe, and we may not be back for another couple weeks, but we may be back. I mean, who knows now? We've become just as inconsistent as the Titans.
So in a sense, we are the most Titans channel. Right?
I think that's a fair assessment.
So we should do this full time. So like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Peace out.